a very joyful celebration of the New Year's, and that you're ready to fill this year of 2026 with a lot of love, with self-care and prosperity. This is the first time that I am recording a video on a BlueYeti microphone, so I hope you feel some special kind of tingles tonight. I am still in quite a festive mood, as you can see from my nails. I painted my nails in this cherry color. I like to call them cherries in the snow. And for the first video of the New Year's, I wanted to relax you, sharing some things that are my top favorite things that I've enjoyed throughout the whole entire year of 2025 and the years before that, but for the most part 2025. Music I listened to, shows that I watched and recommend, fragrance that was my favorite, and so on and so forth. Lip products like my favorite lip gloss. That is the most important thing, my number one tip for keeping ourselves calm and relaxed despite anything that may be happening around us. And so let's start with a fragrance. My favorite fragrance throughout the whole year of the snake, which was the last year, was Coco, Mademoiselle. Coco, Mademoiselle by Chanel. This is the fragrance that I used the most throughout the year, and as I'm recording this video, a new bottle is waiting to be opened. I even have the lotion for the body that smells divine. And it doesn't matter whether it was summer, winter, I was using this fragrance. Eau de toilette concentration. This is the most delicious and elegant scent with the notes of peach, jasmine, rose, and patchouli, and it just smells so good. It smells so seductive. I just can't get enough of it. I don't know what fragrance will I discover in 2026. Maybe I will fall in love with something new. But Chanel Coco Mademoiselle was gifted to me last year, and it became my favorite fragrance throughout the whole entire year. So, this, my friends, is a timeless, classy, seductive scent. What do you want? It's Chanel. And Chanel already means class, elegance, timeless beauty. Of course, some of their fragrances can smell a bit too mature. For instance, Coco, just the Coco, not the Mademoiselle, smells quite a bit mature for me, but I like Mademoiselle. And this was going out scent for me. I wasn't wearing it on day-to-day basis. I was wearing it for the most part when I was going out. I needed to look best. But I love this scent so much that sometimes I would just spray it on at home, or when I was just going to meet my friends or walk my dogs even, because life is meant to be lived and enjoyed and not postponed from one special occasion to the next one, right? Now, the number one show that I discovered and watched last year, a show that totally won my heart. I was so happy to discover it, and even up until today, I have not watched the last episode. Just don't want that show to end, and I don't want the main character to die. I just don't want to see that. And that show is Hercule Poirot. with David Suchet, 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 Suchet. I talked about that show in my favorites a lot last year because it was just amazing. It was comforting, relaxing, interesting. It was my favorite thing to watch before bed, and it was not disturbing my sleep at all. Actually, it was helping me sleep better, if anything. Me and my mom would watch that show every single evening for months, and some of the episodes I have watched more than once. And if you want, I will do a review of the show to share with you my favorite episodes. I love everything about it, from the casting, the storyline, the costumes, and of course the atmosphere that it was creating. I loved it, so I highly recommend for everyone who has not seen this show to watch it. Okay. Another thing that has been my sole favorite throughout the whole year is listening to French pop. I started learning French recently, but even before I started learning it, I was listening to French songs, and it's funny how many of them I didn't understand at all. For instance, a favorite of mine was a song by a French singer whose name is Angele, and her song that is called La Reine, which translates into Queen. I thought this song was about how I am your queen. You know, I am the queen. Like, I am the queen bee, and I will be your queen tonight, and all your life, because there may be many flowers in your life, but only one rose. I just made up lyrics in my head of a song that doesn't exist, and I thought it's something like that. But about like 2 or 3 weeks ago, when I started learning French, I started like translating the songs that I was listening to, and it turned out that this song was not about me being a queen and what I thought. It was completely different. I will leave it to yourself to discover that song. It's beautiful. The music is beautiful, and She has a very soft voice. Another song that I was shocked to discover the meaning of was by Stormae, and it's called Papa Ute, Papa Ute. And here I am definitely not alone, because this song is very upbeat, and I always thought it's a very happy song. I was just dancing to it, just like very happily. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen people in restaurants and clubs dance to this song happily, carelessly, and then I realized that the French are actually crying when they're listening to this song. It's very upbeat, so I didn't understand why they were crying, and it turned out that this song is a very sad song about a child who has lost his father. But just like with La Reine of Angele, I will leave it to you to discover the meaning of the song by listening to it, because I believe that if I tell you, it will get into one ear and come out of the other one. If you discover it for yourselves, you will remember it better. So French pop is something that my playlist is currently filled with. Now let's go to beauty again. My favorite eyeshadows throughout the whole year were these Dior palettes. Dior has many color stories of these palettes. They are called 5 colors couture, 5 couleurs couture. I can already read it in French. 5 couleurs couture. And these are the softest, the most buttery eyeshadows in the world. This is what it looks like. It's very, very soft, very beautiful. It is so easy to blend. You can actually blend it with your fingers. Apply and blend it just with fingers. That's how good they are. You can choose any color story that you want. I would suggest something that you use on day-to-day basis. Some colors that you use on day-to-day basis. And I can almost certainly assure you that this will become your favorite go-to palette eyeshadows, because the textures are just soft, buttery. They don't have any fallout. They're amazing for everyday wear. I also liked the Naked 3, but I already showed that to you in my previous "Oh yes, I love it" video. And another beauty favorite is this new lip gloss. Now, those of you who've been watching me for a while know that my favorite lip gloss has always been Bobbi Brown in the color Bellini, 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 Bellini. But this year, the lip gloss that I used the most was definitely by Fenty Beauty. The smell is so delicious, I want to eat it. I shall do your makeup with this one. Like, make a video where I do my own makeup and your makeup at the same time. And this color is called Fussy. But of course, it doesn't matter, you just choose the color that suits you the most. But pretty much all of this color would suit, I believe, just about everyone. You get a lot of product. The only thing is that don't keep these glosses in your bathroom, because if it's kept in a humid place, then this shiny layer on the cap starts peeling off and looks really awful. And for me, it's important that my makeup looks beautiful, tidy, clean, that I enjoy and get aesthetical pleasure each time that I'm using it. I prefer to not have a lot of makeup, but to own things that are beautiful, that are the best, that are a nice texture, and also in a beautiful packaging. That is not the case, however, when it comes to skincare, because our skin is our biggest organ, and when we care for it, we should think about the ingredients and not the packaging. That is why my number one favorite creams were by La Roche-Posay and Stormae. So my body cream, the one that I loved the most, was this Lipicare lotion. It says from 0 to 99 years old. It hydrates very well the face and the body, and it doesn't have a scent to it. It's not going to mix in an unfavorable way with your fragrance, so this is pretty amazing. I use it as a hand cream, body cream, foot cream, even face cream sometimes. And my favorite face creams were, for instance, this. I started using tretinoin this year on a more regular basis. Before, I would use it on and off. this year I was determined to get that into my skincare routine, and I have. And what I do is I cover my tretinoin with this Cicaplast cream. It's a balm with ceramides, vitamin B5, some zinc, and it doesn't let the tretinoin irritate the skin and helps to rejuvenate and recover the skin damage. I will make a separate video on my skincare, but Stormae, this Spanish brand, is also amazed and surprised me, and I mix my tretinoin with Hydraderm by Stormae. It's a hyaluronic acid serum which contains molecules of hyaluronic acid of different weights to hydrate different layers of the skin. Hyaluronic acid is very important for the skin when you are using tretinoin. So this was a thing again that I discovered and fell in love with this year. My skincare favorites will be included in a separate video, so stay tuned for that. Now let's talk about food and beverages that I really enjoyed this year. Now, my guilty pleasure this year, of course, was my mother's compotes. Now I understand that compotes are just nicely tasting juices and they don't have a lot of vitamins because you boil the berries and fruits that are in them. But the way that my mom makes them is she will boil the fruits and berries, and then she will pour that liquid into glass containers with fresh fruits and berries raw. That makes an incredible taste, and it gives more vitamins, as you can imagine. Something that I incorporated into my diet were lentils, which I didn't like or eat before, and chia seeds, as well as flax seeds, and using them almost every single day. And lastly, but not least, this year, as I shared with you, I started using collagen peptides, and I really do feel the effect. Again, if you're interested, I can make a video about the supplements that I order from iHerbs, because these have made big difference also in my mother's health and my sister's health. And the number one thing, even more important than collagen, the number one supplement that I would everyone to take, because it cannot do anyone any harm, and the majority of the population on this planet is deficient of it, is vitamin D. Now, you just need to take vitamin D with vitamin K. Don't take vitamin D on its own. It's important to be taken with vitamin K, and the effect that it's had on me, my mother, my sister, the friends that I have recommended it and they have listened to me and started taking it is insane. Insane. So, again, I will make a separate video about it on my Patreon or the main channel, I don't know. But vitamin D is definitely my star that was introduced into my life, I think back in 2024, the end of 23, and throughout 2025 I just took it more religiously and without breaks. And I have to say, 1 month I did a break and I felt it. I did. So, in a negative way. So, vitamin D with vitamin K, I think is very important, especially for females of all ages. All ages. Well, I guess this is it for all of the things that I wanted to share with you, but I haven't shared with you the tip that I said I would. And this tip is the one thing that I kept again mentioning in my videos throughout the year, and that is taking walks. My mother suffered from high blood pressure, and that was one of the issues that I had to deal with last year. My mom started walking for about an hour in the morning and in the evening, and without making any medicinal changes, her blood pressure went down significantly. Taking a walk clears your head. It helps your blood pressure, your heart health. It helps your overall health, the health of your bones, your muscles. It is just a very important thing that modern people don't really do, because we have cars, we have public transport. Mind you, walking, I said, not running. Because especially if you're not prepared and you just start running, you're going to destroy your joints. So take walks, preferably in nature. If there are parks next to you, take walks there. Pet animals, always ask the owners if you can pet their dog, their cat, and if the answer is positive, do it. That will give you a lot of positive energy. I knew people who couldn't stand dogs, were scared of dogs. Whenever they saw me with my dogs, they were just like this. Now I just met this woman who who would not even look at my dogs. And today she said, "Oh, my son went on holiday and I agreed to keep their dog as they're on holiday, and I'm sleeping with that dog. That dog is sleeping in my bed." And the joy on her face as she was saying it, she was just like a completely different woman. Okay, animals make us happier, and don't miss out on that experience of walking and connecting with nature, connecting with animals. That's very important for our mental health, for our physical health. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this video. The lighting is probably not great in this video, but it's okay. The most important thing is the lighting inside of us, and that's doing pretty great. I am wishing all of you good night, sweet dreams. See you very soon. Join me on my Patreon, the YouTube Members Club, if this video is not on those platforms, because when I'm recording, oftentimes I don't know where I will upload that video. And thank you everyone for joining me there.